For my final performance project, I will be playing Ariel from the Tempest. All hail, great master, great Sir Hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding task, Ariel in all his quality. I boarded the king's ship, now on the beak, now on the waist, the deck, and every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divided burn in many places. On the topmast, the yard, and bowsprit I would flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary in sight outrunning were not. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake. Not a soul but felt the fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel, then all afire with me. The king's son, Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here." Not a hair perished on their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son I have landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs in an odd angle of the isle, sitting, his arms in this sad knot. Safely in harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where once thou calledst me up at midnight to fetch a dew from the still vexed Bermudes, there she's hid. The mariners all under hatches stowed, who with a charm joined their suffering labor I have left to sleep. And for the rest of the fleet which I dispersed, they have all met again, and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they saw the king's ship wrecked, and his great person perish. Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which has not yet performed me. My liberty. I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistaking, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou did promise to bait me a full year. Thank thee, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently. That's my noble master. What shall I do? My lord, it shall be done. You are three men of sin, whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world, and what's in it, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up you, and on this island where man doth not inhabit, you monks men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools. I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with bemocked at stabs kill the still closing waters, as diminish one dowel that is in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that is my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed into the sea which hath requited him and his innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son, Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wrath to guard you from, which here in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.